In this episode, it's survival of the duelist as zombies have seemingly taken over Goha. Hey there, my name is Rex, episode 74 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Weird. Interesting ones going on, but honestly, I really did enjoy this episode. I thought it was pretty funny and hilarious, as I think it's pretty front-loaded with the events before the duel. We're following Gakuto mostly. Of course, Ranze and Rinosuke are there also, as well, of course. But apparently, there's a zombie outbreak at Goha, as there are dual zombies, and some of the same people, I guess, who were the dual zombies a few episodes ago are back here. Seemingly they're real zombies, but they're getting everybody. And so we're mostly following Gakuto and Ranze and Rinosuke as they're, running through, trying to get to the top. They can't even get to the elevators. They figure there's a drone at the very top that's meant for emergency uses, so that's their plan, just get to the very top. What's interesting, though, is, Gakuto mentions that he's a fan of zombie movies, so he just knows everything to do, right, in order to survive. Although they get basically everybody. They get Mimi, of course, because I guess the premise is you lose a duel, you become a zombie. So Mimi had no chance, but they get quite a few other people. They even get the dog Gravy. Yoshio shows up and actually does something for a bit, but then they get him and Ranze and Rinosuke as well, so then it just becomes Gakuto by himself. And it's hilarious too, as he's running into everybody else, he hides in the bathrooms and runs into Luke, who won't let him hide in the same stall with him. And then Swirly vents and... Sorry, I had to make the joke. Swirly vents and saves Gakuto. And they both end up in the kitchen with Roman, who... is making curry, and I love this moment of Gakuto where he's like, "Oh, you were making curry? All right, we'll hold them off at the door. You finish that curry." And what's funny is one of the ingredients she ends up adding into it is just basically just a pot of greed there. So I guess we finally found out what it does, what pot of greed does. It completes the curry. And so that causes an explosion. It causes all of them to separate. And poor Swirly gets got as he wakes up alone. But Gakuto's by himself yet again, and ends up trying to get to the very top. And when he finally gets there, Yuo's in the drone and it takes off. He's like, "All right, bye." Just some great moments. And even though he's got a zombie stowaway in Hunt there, which I forgot Hunt is welcome now at the company he's hanging around. But just ultimately it's all funny, just some funny moments. I just thought it was just really entertaining, because I think that's one thing Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens can do well, when it's just off the wall and wacky, which this portion was. Now at the very top, Gakuto's basically the last one standing, and they all show up, and we get everybody else being zombies. Yuga apparently being the king, their zombie king, who has Gakuto duel against this new character, Zoe, who's, who's visually Michael Jackson Thriller reference, just in how his design is, but he's just literally a random nobody, but he ends up dueling against Gakuto, and that's the duel of the episode. And like I said, I think the duel isn't super interesting as opposed to, everything else in the episode, because it's more of a fun thing. But Gakuto goes first, sets up some defense. Onto Zoe's turn, he summons out some zombies, and his boss monster is Cyber Stein Shrine. So it's basically just an upgraded version of Cyber Stein. And he ends up having all of Gakuto's set monsters change to face-up attack position. And he's about to attack. Gakuto holds off with some traps. So then onto Gakuto's turn. Now, this is basically where he ends it, as he goes through a lot of the combos and motions of his deck, and ends up changing all of Zoe's monsters to defense position from attack to defense, until finally he summons out Yama Ruler, and then fusion summons into his fusion monster again, Yamaterasu. So that's kind of just neat having that come back. And he has a spell to increase his attack points by 1,000, so now it's sitting at 4,000. And finally everything comes together as I like his strategy that he's going for, because then he has this one spell that says that if all of his opponent's monsters are in defense, they all change to attack. And then one of them loses 1,000 attack for every other monster on the field. So meaning, or on the opponent's field. So meaning they're all in defense, they all change to attack, and then Cyber Stein Shrine loses 3,000 attack, and Yamaterasu is sitting at 4,000. So Gakuto just pulls off an OTK on him. So, very, very short duel. Literally only 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. And it's one there. Although it was just kind of neat seeing Zoe use some zombies. We haven't really seen zombies used much. I think just Ushiro used them. And, so far they haven't. I think that's really been it. But now that he's won the duel, in typical Sevens fashion, the reveal is that, oh, hey, it was all a game. It was a recreation time game, and apparently Gakuto just didn't get the memo, and so he's all like, but I was literally acting like my life depended on it. So I guess Gakuto wins the zombie battle royale at Goha because he was the last one standing. And then everything else is explained away. Oh yeah, everyone was actors and we were all in on it. You didn't get the memo. Oh, what's going on? So there's that. But, just how it. Well, technically, I guess Luke didn't get got because he was still in the stall. Although then again, he was just avoiding everyone completely when Gakuto ended up fighting against him. So there's that. But I guess overall fun episode. Like, again, the whole thing of like where this arc is going. I realized what it was. It feels a lot like the very, very first arc of the show, where everything just kind of felt relatively unconnected. Because, that was the very first arc of the show, just the first few episodes. And then during the last few, things kind of come together a little bit. So I'm guessing with this one, just kind of how it is, being that they're at the new setting, that's how it'll be. But, we'll see a bit. Like, at the very beginning, we did see a little bit going on with the other siblings as they know that supposedly Yuga could be the sixth sibling. So they're all wondering, could it really be Yuga? And at the same time, Yuo is kind of starting to get his plans together, so something's working. We'll see what that is eventually. And there's yet another stinger at the end of the episode where apparently Swirly is still a zombie, because we don't see who gets him exactly at the end, so the whole thing of like, oh, it's probably Nanaho, who has some sort of mind control powers of some sort, so she probably got to Swirly there, and there's that. If that's the case, if that's what's really going on there. But of course, we'll see. Like, again, the season's been real interesting with just how it's handling things a little differently. I'll say, I think that in terms of connecting everything together, each episode doesn't really feel connected as much. But I mean, like I said, I've kind of enjoyed some of this one I thought was just fun. So there's that. But we'll see how everything works out. Like in the next episode, we're probably going to be getting a little more connection. It's going to bring things back to the whole question of Yuga being the sixth sibling, and then we'll probably get all that resolved within the last few episodes of the arc. So we'll see where that goes. But overall, fine little episode. Like I said, I liked it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought of it, and how you're feeling on this arc as a whole. Like I said, I think it's all right compared to other arcs. Not as much, but we'll see how it wraps things up. Also, I want to remind you, I actually did post a video other than just a weekly Sevens review. It was a pack opening, so if you want to check that out, I opened up some retro packs, and I got some pretty sick pulls. So that's end card and on the channel, all that. But if you enjoyed this video, you can leave a like and subscribe to show your support, and enable notifications to make sure you see each new video as it comes out. But anyway, this has been Rex. Have a nice day.